Lab 6. The objective is starting at 120 centimeters. You will drive until it reaches 5 centimeters from the object. And in the meantime, it will pause at 80, 40, 20, 10. It'll pause at 80, and then any distance following words decided by a factor of 2. So 80 divided by 2 is 40, etc., etc. And it will do so. It'll find these distances and such using the ultrasonic sensor. So, starting at 120 centimeters. I'll start. Pause indicated by the green light. Now it is measuring. Then it will drive. It will drive until approximately 80. Then it will drive until 40. Then it will drive until 20. Then until 10. And then until 5. Then red light indicating. And then it can be repeated afterwards. As can be seen by that code. Larger. So, constants and all that, declarations. Setup. I could have taken that out, but setup sets the pins that the ultrasonic sensor is connected to. As can be seen there. Wait for button. Turn off the red LED if it's on. Green LED for the 2 seconds. And drive. And the drive is very similar to my lab 4. So pre-loop. Count left, count right. Reset the encoders. And then set the constant for the speed left. Then I also added these again because for whatever reason it wasn't doing it on a couple random times. But calculate the distance. Drive distance is ultrasonic minus distance. Ultrasonic, the function calls for the distance by the ultrasonic sensor. So for example, let's say it's at 80 and it's at 80 and it wants to go to 40. Ultrasonic will measure 80. 80 minus 40 is 40. And then that will be the distance. A better example is 120. 120 by the ultrasonic sensor minus 80 will give you the answer of how far to drive here. And then, just like previously, convert that into pulses. And then the drive loop, which is the same as before. Read the encoders, my equation to drive straight, and then stop it if it's reached, and then set it so that left can be set, and then stopped, and then it's set to the motors. Then post loop, make sure that's stopped, reset the encoders for the next one, and then a little half a second pause that I've added. And then to continue this for 80, 40, 20, I decided to make it recursive. So if the distance, the distance starts with 120, it goes to 80, and then if half of that, so for 80 is 40, for 10 is 5, if half is greater than or equivalent to distance end, which is 5, so if it's not falling below 5, the next one, then call for the function again, but with half the distance. then it makes it recursive. Then the ultrasonic sensor. First, declare a bunch of things. Declare the array size. Then declare the array. And then make a temporary value. Then first is to measure the values, and while you're measuring, might as well filter out the ones that don't make sense. So first, measure it. It's just like the example code. And then filter store. And then here, if it is equivalent to 0 or it's greater than the set maximum, I've added 0 because if it times out, then it sets it to 0, and it shouldn't be 0. So if it's 0 or past the maximum, then it doesn't store it. If it's not that, then it does store it. And if it doesn't store it, you want it to try again. So I just back counted the counting integer, so that it just retries. Then sorts it. This is straight up what was provided, other with my variables and such. And then return the median. What is the median? It's the middle number, and hey, what do you know? It was sorted. Just grab the middle one. That's all you had to do. And then it returns that. Then pulse count as provided to get the pulses. So yeah, simple enough.